Welcome back, Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, classic / non-classic. This is episode number 615 and Doubleshot number 521. Two Green Lantern trades. First up, it is Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, Volume 2, Bottled Light, collecting issues 8 to 13 of the ongoing series. I heard a rumor, I saw this list that this series is actually ending at issue 50. I know Venditti is ending his run with issue 50. It's surprising this series is actually ending. The series is only publishing this particular one for about 2 years. Yeah, for a little over 2 years. It's actually scratched. I think it's exactly 2 years this series is publishing, and in just 2 years, the series has already published almost 48 issues, which isn't too bad. Now, Venditti is obviously the writer of this thing. Who is on the artwork? The artwork is done by Ethan Van Sciver, Rafas Salvador, Jordia Torgania, Ed Baines, V. Ken Moore, Marion, Paul Norty, and Dexter Vines. The cover art is done by Ethan Van Sciver and Jason Wright, who is also the colorist of this thing. Yep. Simply put, Bottled Light, as you can tell by it, yeah, it's the Green Lantern Corps team up with the Sinestro Corps to take on frickin' Brainiac. No joke, that is literally what they're doing here. They take on a Superman villain. Yeah, it's weird though, for Rebirth, they actually switch around villains. I mean, recently, they just brought back Hector Hammond of all people. Now, the thing with this particular book is now they do have a couple surprise appearances in here. Okay, first it's the Green Lantern Corps called to the home world of Tomar 2 to take on, of all people, and this is a big surprise, frickin' Starro! Yeah! Frickin' Starro. I think this is the first time he's actually shown up in this continuity since, off the top of my head, since they referenced him in a, it was a book written by the who was the villain of the second story arc of Jeff Johns Justice League run. That was last time physically Starro has actually shown up in DC Comics, but he's not the only one. We also have Brainiac in his... Some of you might think of this as his Bronze Age look. No, it is actually the look he actually got just before Crisis on Infinite Earth. That's where he got this robotic look from. But it is something, though, you got a chance to see this version of him. But he's not the only person to show up in here. Oh, no. Yeah, we also see Hal Jordan, who basically sent this other place. Yeah. Also, really cool, the artist who's in here. Ed Baines does a really good job doing an artistic job on Brainiac's skull ship. It's really cool. Inside Hal Jordan's, little Wonderland thing, he runs into Abin Sur, but he's not the only one he runs into. We also see Tomar 2. Pretty much everybody who's died over the years. Yeah, great 2-page spread of every single some of the known Green Lanterns who's died over the years. Yeah, that's Tomar Ree. Yeah, he died in Crisis on Infinite Earths. And it is mentioned in here, oh, and who's the woman? That's actually Jon Stewart's dead wife. Yeah, killed by Kara Ferris in Action Comics. Well, at the time, Action was Weekly number 601. Yep. And also, we see for the first time since his own self-titled ongoing series, Larfleeze! Yep, it's Larfleeze! Yeah, it's great to see this guy. Let me think. I don't think he showed up for Godhead. No, not that I can think of. No, he didn't show up for Godhead. He definitely didn't show up for Lights Out. But seeing him in here is quite surprising. I mean, who would expect Larfleeze, the sole Orange Lantern, in the DC universe? Yeah, it's great to see the guy. The guy whose emotion is greed. Yeah. Also, at one point, Lex Luthor was a member of the Orange Lantern. He was Orange Lantern briefly during Blackest Night, which made sense because the guy is a greedy bastard. Yeah. Let's see. No, that's not it. Yeah, there's this really cool looking panel of when they defeat Brainiac and they take his bottles, and one of the bottles has the Pretty Lobo in it. Yeah, as for how in the world that Brainiac shrunk down Pretty Lobo, yeah, that is never explained at all. And heck, they even write him off like, let's see, where's a good panel here? Yeah, I think it's John Cersei. Like, yeah, touchdown. It's like, nope, not that one. I think that's Venditti basically giving the middle finger whoever was giving the Pretty Lobo a push. Because no one believed he was a real Lobo. None of the readers believed that. And it is something, though, that he actually showed up in here. Oh, and just by sheer coincidence, I've got to point this out, though. At the same time the Pretty Lobo show up in this book, we had the real Lobo show up in Just League vs. Suicide Squad. Excuse me. Yeah, that's... Excuse me. Actually, something the fact that DC did that. But overall, this is one awesome story, and I highly recommend it. The last story in here, aside from the fact we have Green Lantern's National Corps taking on Brainiac and Lar Fleas, the last story is about old heroes. Basically, it's about Tomar 2 and his kids. Yeah, it's a nice little standalone story. But the whole thing with BioLite, that's only roughly a 4-part story. Yeah, it's something that with the first arc is 7 issues. Well, plus the rebirth issue, actually kind of 8. And then you have the storyline here, okay, you have a 4-part storyline, and then you have a standalone issue. My personal guess is the reason why Venditti did this was to give the readers a breather, a standalone issue before he does his next epic story arc. 9.5 out of 10. Really amazing. Next up is something else Green Lantern related. And it's the Green Lantern Corps related. Green Lantern Corps, Volume 3, Willpower. Written by Peter J. Tomasi. Artwork by Fernando Pasarin. I think that's the only artist. I don't think he's the only artist on here. Oh yeah, there is many different artists on these. Just these issues alone. Now, Jeff Johns does write one issue in here, which I'll get to, which is in a minute. Here are the other artists. Fernando Pasarin, Chris Cross, Doug Mankey, Patrick Leeson, Cully Hammer, Aaron Connor, Jerry Ordway, Ethan Van Sciver, Ivan Reyes, Uncle Alberts, and Joe Pardato. I think I pronounced the person's name. Yeah. Now, what issue Jeff Johns writing here? Well, there it is. Now, this trade collects Green Lantern Corps Volume 3 issues 15 to 20, Green Lantern Corps A number 1, and Green Lantern Volume 5 number 20, which is the only thing written by Jeff Johnson here. Everything else is by Peter J. Tomasi. Also, I got to point out this, unless of course someone else pointed this out though. Yeah, the annual in here, the only annual of the series are published because, yeah, 20 issues later, the series ended, was relaunched as 2 miniseries before I got relaunched as that. And this is also Peter J. Tomasi's last issue he wrote for the series. Now, there has been a rumor swirling for the past few years of the reasoning he left the series. The reasoning is because DC was going to kill Jon Stewart. Yeah, that is seriously the rumor of why he left the book. I'm going to ask him about that. I'm see him at Comic-Con in 2 days. Yes, I'm going to Comic-Con. Mostly put for these issues, it's all about Guy Gardner. Yeah, he gets fed up with the Green Lantern, with the dickishness that is the group of blue dicks that is the Guardians, and he resigns. Though he manages to somehow keep his Green Lantern uniform, despite not having his ring, which is bizarre. I would have thought he would have gone back to being, wearing normal clothes. You can see him as family. You also get a chance to fight the Third Army, which is great. The Wrath character, he doesn't do really much anything in here. The annual is simply put the conclusion to that particular story, conclusion to Rise of the Third Army. Excuse me, the Green Lantern issue, which I'm glad the trade did this, because when the issue 20 of this volume came out, they released that issue before the final issue story on Wrath of the First Lantern, where they said, this is the conclusion to Wrath of the First Lantern, even though it really wasn't. Yeah, it was the epilogue to it. Now, I have no idea why in the world DC did this for. Like, if they're going to release a conclusion to an epic storyline, why would you release the epilogue before the conclusion? Honestly, this made no sense at all. Though the final issue, now, if you're wondering, here's something I also need to know about Green Lantern Volume 5, number 20. When this issue came out, roughly, and I'm not kidding you not, 5 years ago when this issue came out, do you know how much this issue cost? Some people might be shocked about this. This issue cost $7. Yes, I actually bought the thing. Because with Jeff Johns' last issue he did for Green Lantern, after writing the character since 2000, I think it was 2005. Yeah, since 2005 he'd been writing the character. So roughly put, he wrote the character for 8 years, and it was shocking to see him leave. Now, of course, the book will be taken over by Brian Venditti for a little while, and I think it was some other his co-writer in here also did the series Flash. Yeah, it was briefly taken over by it. This series had 2 writers after Jeff Johns left, after Pierre De Tomasi left. Book was pretty decent for what it was after that, but this was great. Though the problem with this particular point in time is that you have the third army stuff. I didn't mind the fact that they didn't have the other parts in it, because a lot of stuff with Third Army is really loosely connected to each other. Wrath of the First Lantern, that was connected. I don't know why in the world they didn't throw in the tie-ins, but they didn't. Now, the problem with that storyline was the title of the crossover was a complete lie. There was no Wrath. Simply put, the First Lantern screwed with people's heads the entire storyline. The only thing big he did, aside from that, was destroy Sinestro's home planet. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and also, who ended up killing the First Lantern? Whose real name was for whom? It was Necron, the leader of the Black Lantern Corps. Yeah, Hal Jordan just sprung him out of yeah, he just took him out of his tomb, had him slice up the First Lantern. Oh, by the way, the First Lantern was actually dead for like 4 years until Sam Humphries resurrected him in Green Lanterns. I'm not kidding, he did. I was shocked to see the guy. I'm like, dude, I thought you died. And then he comes back. Oh yeah, and they explain his backstory, which is so bizarre. Yeah, his backstory, Sam Humphries explains, his origin story is one of the most bizarre things I have ever seen. Apparently, for whom was actually not from this universe. Apparently, he's from an alternate timeline, which is so weird. Kind of like Relic. Yeah, the guy who was simply put Venditti's golden boy. Yeah. The issues in here are really good, and Pierre De Tomasi does a fantastic job writing these issues. I'm going to give this roughly a 9.5 out of 10. It's really good. It's great, though, that they have Guy Gardner as the focus of all these issues. Yeah. Though after this, for the remaining 20 issues of the series, it switches to John Stewart, because Guy Gardner gets moved over to Red Lanterns for the final 20 issues of the series, mostly on the Charles Show. Excuse me. For like 17 issues before he leaves the book, and then has the last 3 issues done by a different writer. Yeah, this book only had like 20 more issues to go before it ended, though it was later relaunched as Green Lantern Lost Army, then it was Green Lantern Corps Lost Army, and then Green Lantern Corps Oblivion. First one done by Colin Bunn, the other one, of course, done by Tom Taylor. Yeah, Oblivion's done by Tom Taylor. And that followed up right where this ongoing series left off. Though Hal Jordan Lantern Corps is a continuation of this series and Green Lantern, and apparently it's an Sinestro as well, which is weird. And possibly New Guardians. Alright, so 9.5 out of 10, really good. Alright, so that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which is 616, and Doubleshot number 606, 500 and... I think it's 22. Yeah, 522. Well, I'm going to talk about the question in the next episode, okay? Until we see you all there, bye.